Welcome to Biggest Spoilars, the destination for exclusive spoilers, latest updates.
General Hospital spoilers for the coming 3 weeks, January 12th to January 30th, reveal that suckers should see Willow Kane's vindication, Michael Corinthos under fire, Charlotte Cassadine's chaos and Britt Westbourne's painful decision. The week of January 12th to 16th will bring closing arguments in Willow's trial, so Alexis Davis should finish strong despite Trina Robinson's and Kai Taylor's evidence that Willow's shamefaced. After Drew Kane offers consolation, Willow will await the verdict and trust that she can get down with pulling the detector on him doubly. As for Giovanni Gio Palmieri and Emma Scorpio Drake, it looks like their love will take a passionate turn and affect in them hitting the waists for the first time. Next, Valentine Cassadine should stun Ava Jerome since it looks like they're on a collision course. After Valentine trades Carly's Garrett for a den on Ladle Island, he seems poised to have an Ava run-in. Ava will give Jen Sidwell updates sooner or laterally, but his response won't be what she expects. Sidwell may feel pleased over the intrusion since he formerly told Marco Rios about wanting to retain Valentine for their platoon. Of course, Sidwell is also holding Anna Devane hostage on Ladle Island, so there's the implicit for Valentine to be held internee, too. Sidwell could at least toss some pitfalls around and make it clear that what happens to Anna Cumming depends on Valentine, which would be a good way to keep him in line. It turns out Anna will face a jaw-dropping moment, which may involve an unanticipated reunion with Valentine. While Carly Spencer does some poking and overhears some word that'll work in her favor, Jason Morgan will be busy taking Britt out on a date. During the week of January 19th to 23rd, Britt may back off Jason despite their growing romantic connection. Marco will continue to cover Britt for Sidwell and will offer a memorial that she shouldn't get too close to Jason. Sidwell doesn't want any secrets discovering, so Britt may leave Jason for his own protection, especially since Brennan is trying to force her to hand over data. As for Willow, GH spoilers point to her getting acquitted, which will bring problems for Michael when he becomes ADA Justine Turner's new suspect #1 in Drew's firing. Still, Willow really did shoot Drew and may grow fearful as his missing memory of that night threatens to bubble over. The week of January 26th, 30 could bring further Cody Bell and Molly Lansing Davis complications. Although Molly and Cody will get on the same runner about what they want out of this love, her new novel will lead to some surprising drama between them. As for Charlotte, she'll give the police the slip again and leave Lulu Spencer in a fear. Nathan West will grow near to Lulu as they try to track Charlotte down. Will Charlotte suspect Valentine is hiding at Windmere and show up there? Danny Morgan has pledged to help Charlotte, but they could both land in hot water by the end of all this. Rocco Falconeri may betray Charlotte by admitting she's been in touch with Valentine and add to the family mess that's brewing. General Hospital spoilers say the coming 3 weeks will bring plenitude of excitement, so stay tuned for all the shocking news and hot confrontations. General Hospital spoilers allude that Tracy Quartermaine may blindside Harrison Chase with wrong allegations and put Brooklyn Quartermaine in a position where she has to shut down her granny. Although Tracy doesn't know for sure who's to condemn for oohing indicting details to Alexis Davis, she assumes it was someone living under the Quartermaine roof. Considering Chase's fierce fight to save Willow Kane, it's easy to see why his name came up in Tracy and Lulu Spencer's recent discussion. Tracy conceded the possibility that Chase might have been the bone who eavesdropped her talking to Michael Corinthos. GH suckers know Tracy spoke to Michael about spotting him outside Drew Kane's house and covering for him. Since that information ended up in Alexis' hands, Tracy seems poised to blast Chase and demand the verity. Of course, observers know further than Tracy at this point since a flashback verified Martin Gray was the eavesdropper. It's Martin who supplied that word to Alexis, not Chase. Nonetheless, Tracy may rip into Chase due to her reservations and wonder how he could betray her like this. Maybe Tracy could indeed hang to throw Chase out of the house for his lack of fidelity to Brooklyn's family. Still, GH exercise spoilers for 2026 indicate that Brooklyn will rush to Chase's defense further than formerly in the coming months. This may be one of those times if Brooklyn intervenes and insists Chase isn't the snake Tracy's looking for. Once Chase promises he's not responsible, Brooklyn may work on getting Tracy to believe him. Maybe Brooklyn could communicate with Tracy and help her figure out who's actually to condemn rather. After all, Brooke Lynn was there with Tracy when Martin came to the manse lately. Martin was summoned for a heated battle regarding the heritages that he's supposed to be getting back from Drew. Brooke Lynn might have a lightbulb moment and realize Martin could have wedged around to listen in. It could get the bus turning for Tracy too and lead to her deciding Martin must be the shamefaced party. Anyhow, Chase isn't the person who ratted out Tracy and Michael to Alexis. Tracy's mistake could lead to some tense scenes with Chase and Brooke Lynn, at least until they nail down Martin's part in this mess. General Hospital recap is in 4 January 2026. In Moment's occasion, Brad Cooper issues a warning. Meanwhile, Kai Taylor and Trina Robinson make a decision about the ringtone situation. Brad Cooper's warning Brad addresses to Britt Westbourne at the sanitarium. The woman admits she's feeling more like herself now that she has her croaker's fleece back. Brad questions her about New Year's Eve. The lady recalls kissing Jason Morgan. Britt lies and tells Brad she was working. The youthful man knows she's lying. Britt admits she was trying to have a particular life. Brad can't give that to her. Brad suppositions it was Jason and is horrified. The brunette says they had a real discussion and a kiss. Also, Tracy Quartermain intruded. Britt still would have slept with Jason. Brad seems to flash back Jason breaking her heart. They debate about Jason's intentions. Britt ultimately confesses it has actually been 2 kisses, not just one. Brad urges her not to let a third kiss be. Still, he'll be there for her when Jason breaks her heart yet again. Laura Collins talks to Sonny Corinthos. The mayor shares the tidbit about Jen Sidwell's triangle with Lucy Coe and Ava Jerome. Sonny thinks the villain is targeting Ava because of Avery Corinthos. The mob master is rattled by Sidwell hanging Ace Cassadine. Laura admits she's been compromised. The mob master tries to assure her. Anyone would have done what she did in that situation. They talk about missing Luke Spencer. Laura can feel Sidwell's grip around her tightening. Jacinda Breckel explains Michael Corinthos is caught off guard to see Jacinda Breckel at THQ Manse. The Golden returns Christina Corinthos Davis's plutocrat and came to say goodbye. Jacinda explains that she was seeing Ezra Boyle when Michael asked for her help. It was before they had developed passions for each other. The lady planned on confessing, but wanted further time with him first. Michael believes her and doesn't want her to leave Port Charles. Jacinda can't work in this city presently. Michael won't forget she took a threat for him. Whatever they feels real. Jacinda promises to stay as long as she can. They partake a smooch. Alexis Davis brazen Tracy bursts into the law office to defy Alexis Davis. Ultimately, the counsel confesses to pretending. She also admits Tracy is lucky she didn't perjure herself. They argue about who's really shamefaced. Tracy says that Willow Tate Kane isn't an innocent girl. Tracy starts raging about Willow manipulating people to see her children. The counsel reasons it's the only way Willow could fight back. Alexis believes in Willow's innocence and tells Tracy to get out. At the grill, Drew Kane and Willow are celebrating. They see Jason and Carly Spencer. When Jason and Carly sit down at a table, the Golden worries about Michael. Jason thinks there's no need to worry as Michael is innocent. Carly reminds him that innocent people go to captivity all the time. Jason is upset Drew will want further vengeance. Drew apologizes for his evidence. Willow allowed. It was perfect since she was allowed to tell my verity. Willow worries about Jason's killer moves. Drew says he'll cover her. Willow reminds him that Carly is indeed worse. Drew marches over to Carly and Jason's table. The man tells the brace that Danny Morgan can't be near Scout Quartermain. Drew brags about taking the kiddies and slamming the door in Carly's face. The Golden throws her water on the Solon. Trina Robinson's decision. Trina and Kai continue agitating what to do about the ringtone. They go over the substantiation. Trina realizes that Willow could end up getting guardianship. Kai tells her that if they go to the police, also they could be arrested as well. Trina wonders about impunity deals. Kai thinks it's too dangerous with Drew on the loose. They decide to tell Alexis everything they know. As Port Charles moves into mid-January, the city finds itself suspended between salvation and ruin, between cleansing truths and buried sins that refuse to stay underwater. For some, this period will feel like a baptism, a chance to emerge cleansed and vindicated. For others, it will be a slow drowning beneath lies, threats, and consequences long delayed. Willow's trial, a baptism by fire. The week of January 12th begins not with peace, but with pressure. Inside the courtroom, the air grows heavy as Willow Kane's fate inches closer to being sealed. Closing arguments arrive like the final prayer before judgment, and every person present knows the stakes couldn't be higher. Alexis Davis stands resolute, delivering her final statements with precision and passion. She speaks not just as a lawyer, but as someone who believes in redemption, reminding the jury that doubt still exists, that certainty is fragile, and that justice demands restraint. Even with Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor holding what feels like damning proof, Alexis finishes strong, refusing to allow emotion to overpower reason. In the gallery, Willow listens carefully, her hands folded tightly in her lap. Her face remains composed, but inside, panic coils tighter with every passing second. She knows what she did. She remembers the gun. She remembers pulling the trigger, twice. But she also believes she's outsmarted fate. Drew Kane, seated nearby, offers quiet reassurance. A gentle touch. A murmured promise. He tells her everything will be all right, that the truth they presented is enough. Willow clings to his confidence like a life raft, convincing herself that Drew's fragmented memory will remain fragmented forever. As the jury retreats to deliberate, Willow braces herself. This is her baptism, not of water, but of fire. She believes she will emerge cleansed. And when the verdict finally comes back, not guilty, the relief is overwhelming. Willow exhales, tears filling her eyes as supporters rush forward. She is acquitted. The court erupts with reaction, some relieved, others stunned. To the world, Willow Kane is innocent. But innocence, in Port Charles, is rarely the same as truth. Michael under fire. Willow's freedom comes at a cost, and that cost is Michael Corinthos. Almost immediately, suspicion pivots. ADA Justine Turner turns her attention toward Michael, quietly but firmly positioning him as the new prime suspect in Drew Kane's shooting. Whispers begin to circulate. Glances linger too long. Michael feels the shift instantly. Friends who once stood beside him now hesitate. Enemies smell blood. Michael insists on his innocence, but he knows better than anyone how easily perception becomes reality in Port Charles. The pressure mounts as investigators circle closer, and Willow, despite her relief, feels a new fear take hold. Because Drew's memory isn't as gone as she thought. Fragments begin to stir. Images flash. Sounds echo. Willow sees it in his eyes, moments when recognition flickers dangerously close to the surface. Her freedom suddenly feels fragile, like glass waiting to shatter. Encouraging words, dangerous comfort. Away from the courthouse, other lives shift in quieter but no less meaningful ways. Giovanni Gio Palmieri and Emma Scorpio Drake grow closer, their bond deepening into something passionate and unexpected. What began as flirtation soon becomes intimacy, marking a turning point neither of them anticipated. For Emma, it feels like stepping into something new and thrilling. For Gio, it's grounding, a reminder that not everything in Port Charles is driven by betrayal or fear. Their connection offers a rare moment of warmth amid the storm, even as danger looms all around them. Valentine, Ava, and the Island of Threats. Elsewhere, shadows gather. Valentine Cassadine's return to Spoon Island sets off a chain reaction no one can fully control. After abandoning Carly Spencer's attic hideout, Valentine chooses Windmere, a decision that places him directly in the path of Ava Jerome. When Ava and Valentine collide, sparks fly, not of romance, but of mutual suspicion and unfinished business. Ava quickly reports the development to Jen Sidwell, believing the information will earn her favor. She's wrong. Sidwell doesn't react with anger or alarm. Instead, he seems pleased. He has already discussed Valentine with Marco Rios, already considered the possibility of pulling him into their dangerous orbit. To Sidwell, Valentine isn't a problem, he's an asset. But Sidwell is playing a far darker game. Anna Devane remains a prisoner on Spoon Island, held hostage by Sidwell's ruthless leverage. Valentine's presence only complicates matters further. Sidwell wastes no time making his position clear. Anna's fate is tied directly to Valentine's cooperation. The threat hangs heavy. Do what Sidwell wants, or watch Anna pay the price. When Anna and Valentine finally come face to face, the reunion is shocking, emotional, and loaded with unspoken regret. It's not a reunion of joy, but of reckoning, one that forces them both to confront how deeply entangled their choices have become. Carly snoops, Jason dates, Britt decides. Back in Port Charles, Carly Spencer follows her instincts, and her instincts lead her straight into information she was never meant to hear. A chance overheard conversation gives Carly leverage, and she files it away, knowing exactly when to use it. Jason Morgan, meanwhile, attempts something rare, normalcy. He takes Britt Westbourne out on a date, a genuine effort to explore what's been growing between them. The chemistry is undeniable, the connection real. For a brief moment, Britt allows herself to believe in possibility. But the past won't let go so easily. As January 19th arrives, Britt begins to pull back. Marco Rios, acting on Sidwell's orders, keeps a close eye on her and reminds her of the dangers surrounding Jason. Sidwell doesn't want Britt getting close to anyone who could expose secrets, especially Jason Morgan. With Brennan pressuring her to turn over sensitive data, Britt realizes she's trapped. Loving Jason doesn't just risk her heart, it risks his life. And so, she makes a painful decision. For Jason's protection, Britt steps away, leaving him confused and wounded, unaware of the sacrifice she's making. Willow's fear grows. Though legally free, Willow's anxiety escalates. Drew's memory gaps continue to close, and she senses the danger long before anyone else does. Every conversation feels like a test. Every look feels like an accusation. She starts to wonder if acquittal was only the beginning, not the end. Charlotte's chaos unleashed. As the calendar inches closer to January 26th, chaos erupts once more, and its name is Charlotte Cassadine. Charlotte slips past authorities again, vanishing just when the police think they're closing in. Lulu Spencer spirals into panic, terrified of what her daughter might do next, or who might get hurt along the way. Nathan West grows closer to Lulu as they work together, united by fear and determination. Each lead raises new questions. Each answer brings fresh dread. Could Charlotte suspect Valentine is hiding at Windmere? Danny Morgan, determined to help Charlotte, inserts himself into the situation, ignoring the risks. His loyalty blinds him to the danger, and before long, both teenagers find themselves in peril. Rocco Falconeri adds fuel to the fire when he admits Charlotte has been in contact with Valentine. The confession fractures trust within the family, deepening the mess already threatening to explode. Molly and Cody, words that wound. Meanwhile, Molly Lansing Davis and Cody Bell reach an understanding about their relationship, or so they think. Though they finally align on what they want, Molly's latest novel unexpectedly stirs tension. What was meant to be creative expression becomes a source of conflict, raising uncomfortable questions about boundaries, inspiration, and truth. Tracy's accusation, Brooke Lynn's stand. Back at the Quartermaine mansion, Tracy Quartermaine lights another fire, this time targeting Harrison Chase. Convinced someone in the house leaked damaging information to Alexis, Tracy zeroes in on Chase, fueled by his vocal defense of Willow. She confronts him with sharp words and sharp accusations, questioning his loyalty and threatening consequences. Brooke Lynn Quartermaine refuses to stay silent. She rushes to Chase's defense, insisting Tracy is wrong. As tempers flare, Brooke Lynn begins piecing together the truth, recalling Martin Gray's presence during a heated confrontation over stolen heirlooms. The realization hits hard. Martin, not Chase, was the eavesdropper. Though Tracy's rage created deep fractures, Brooke Lynn works to redirect it, setting the stage for yet another explosive reckoning. Warnings, threats, and truths. Elsewhere, Brad Cooper warns Britt Westbourne not to let history repeat itself. He sees the heartbreak coming, even if Britt refuses to admit it. Laura Collins confides in Sonny Corinthos about Sidwell's tightening grip, and Sonny recognizes the danger immediately. Michael crosses paths with Jacinda Breckle, whose honesty offers brief comfort, but nothing lasts long in Port Charles. At the grill, Drew and Willow celebrate her acquittal, but the celebration curdles into confrontation when Drew asserts control over the children and provokes Carly Spencer. The clash is ugly, public, and revealing. Trina and Kai ultimately decide to bring everything they know to Alexis, even knowing it could put them at risk. Their choice marks another baptism, one of conscience over fear. What comes next? As January draws to a close, Port Charles stands on the edge of eruption. Some have been cleansed by truth. Others are drowning in lies. And still more are about to learn that acquittal doesn't mean absolution. Because in this town, the water never stays calm for long.